Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Wednesday, 12th of July 2023. This day is celebrated as Malala Day, which is observed on July 12th. The day honors Malala Yousafzai and her fight to advocate for young girls' education. 12th July is also celebrated as the birth anniversary of the Durga Prasad Khatri, Sanjay Manjrekar, Archant Sharath Kamal, and Bimal Roy. Also celebrated as the death anniversary of Rajendra Kumar, Dara Singh, Pran Krishna Sikhan. So starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper, The Hindu states that tribe members should be part of supervisory team of Supreme Court to Manipur. Not a single form from the Zokuki tribes in part of the 7 teams of ministries and MLAs formed to oversee work in relief campus. Petitioner. A displaced boy looks out from the window of a relief camp in the Churchandpur, Manipur on June 20, 2023. The Hindu newspaper also states that Ukraine he turns heat on allies as NATO stalls on a membership bid. A frustrated President Volodymyr Zelensky launched a furious broadside against Ukraine's NATO allies on 11 July as they began a summit still unsure how to advance Kyiv's membership bid. Volodymyr Zelensky denounced as absurd the reluctance of the same NATO leaders to provide a clear timetable and for Ukraine to join the alliance. Leaders posed for the family photograph on the first day of the 2023 NATO summit on July 11, 2023 in Vilnius, Lithuania. The summit is brightening together NATO member and partner countries heads of the state from the July 11 to 12 to chart the alliance's future with Sweden's application for membership and Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine as a major topics on the summit agenda. The Hindu newspaper also states that political parties in Jammu and Kashmir welcome Supreme Court's decision to hear a petition on Article 370 Delhi. The Apex Court will commence day-to-day hearing from August 2nd on a petition challenging the abrogation of Article 370, the bestowed a special status on the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. National Conference leader Omar Abdullah said he is confident that there is a strong case in favor of the restoration of Article 370. The Hindu newspaper also states that Centre's view on life in Jammu and Kashmir post Article 370 has no bearing on constitution challenge to abrogation. Supreme Court. Constitution bench headed by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud hearing on Article 370 from August 2nd. The Supreme Court observed that the Home Ministry affidavit failed on the AI of the Constitution bench hearing only sets out the perspective of the Union government regarding the post-abrogation of Article 370 developments has no bearing on the issues raised in the petition and shall not hence be relied upon for the purpose. Let us have a brief discussion about the Constitution bench deleted the names of the bureaucrat Shah Faisal and activist Sheila Rashid from the petitioners. With the deletion of Mr. Faisal, whose name was a part of the cause title, from the area of the petitioners, the case would now be called in Article 370 of the Constitution. The court observed that the Home Minister affidavit failed on the IAV of the Constitution bench hearing only sets up the perspective of the Union government regarding the post-abrogation of Article 370 developments has no bearing on the issues raised in the petitions and shall not hence be relied upon for that purpose. This case concerns a pure constitutional challenge. Chief Justice Chandrachud observed the petitioner is represented by senior advocates like Rajiv Dhawan, Dushyant Davi, Rajush Ramachandran, Gopal Shankar Anaryanan, C.U. Singh, Nitya Ramesh Krishna Ramakrishna, and advocates Kamini Jaiswal, Virendra Grover Prasad said the legal challenge remains despite what the center's view about life in the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir after the abrogation. Going towards the Indian Express newspaper states that Bengal Panchayat polls TMC sweeps all but 2 hills districts ISF impresses in stronghold. TMC Congress CPM alliance hopes of doing well in the Murshidabad and Malda district. TMC outperforms and parties in all three panchayat towers in polls held amidst violence. TMC supporters celebrate at Chandpur GP Barasat block of North 24 Praganas district. Indian Express also states that C. Raja Mohan writes on Prime Minister Modi in a pairs what India can gain from Europe and Europe from India. The 25th anniversary is celebrating on Indo-French strategic partnership is a good moment to begin India's re-engagement with the European security. Defense cooperation between Delhi and Paris could contribute to Eurasian security this century. At the top of the Modi-Macron dialogue is the potential French role in modernizing India's defense industrial base through the co-development and co-production of weapons. Indian Express also states that one more African cheetah tejas dies in MP's Kuno National Park, 7th since March. A monitoring team spotted some injuries on the neck of the cheetah tejas at Boma enclosure number 6 around 11 a.m., said Principal Chief Conservator of Forests J.S. Chauhan. Another male cheetah died at the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh on Tuesday. The 7th feline fatality at the park is more than 3 months. The cheetah tejas was brought to Kuno National Park from the South Africa. 12 South African cheetahs were brought to India on February 18 to join the 8 Namibian cheetahs and Kuno National Park. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that collegium system is vibrant, committed to its task. Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud. Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud on Tuesday said that the recent appointment of 2 judges to the Supreme Court within 72 hours of their recommendation was a message to the nation that the collegium is vibrant, active and committed to its task. And sometimes also stated that a HTG20 agenda, why it makes sense for India to be considered biofuels. From the left of Vibha Dhawan, Director and General and Energy and Resource Institute, Vikram Gulati, country head and Executive Vice President at Tokyo, Kirloskar Motors, and Preeti Jain, Global Director of Policy, Chemicals and Carbon Solution at LanzaTech, during a panel discussion on Tuesday. Biofuels are low-hanging fruit for India because the feedstock is local and infrastructure is already in place, experts said at HT's G20 event on Sustainable Development Goals and Biofuels on Tuesday. Indian policies to reduce the cost of biofuels and promote large-scale adoption of blended fuel in automobiles, they suggested. Hindustan Times also states that rain in Delhi crosses 300 mm threshold in just 11 days in July. Indian Meteorological Department says just 11 days into July, Delhi has already recorded more than 300 mm of rainfall this month, already making it the third wettest July in the last 15 years, according to the Indian Meteorological Department data. A flooded neighborhood at Yamuna Bazar in New Delhi on Tuesday. Going towards the economy of the country, Supreme Court asks SEBI why law was tweaked to remove provisions prohibiting opacity in the FPI ownership. While Solicitor General Tushar Mehta said that the SEBI investigation is going on at full speed, the petitioner's advocate Prashant Bhushan said the SEBI's change of its FPI law in 2018 is absolutely fatal to its current investigation. It is actually file photo of the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI headquartered in Mumbai. United States Green Building Council names DLF as the CREST or as Project of the Year. The United States Green Building Council USGBC has announced that the 2023 LEED Project of the Year has been awarded to India's DLF for its the CREST, a residential development designed for the urban living in Gurgaon. GST Council to impose 28% tax on online gaming firms. The Goods and Service Tax Council at its 50th meeting on July 11 reduced or clarified the tax rate on some items ranging from uncooked or unfried snack pellets to special utility vehicles SUVs, exempted imported drugs to treat cancer and rare disease, and brought an end to year-long debate on of ongoing gaming, of online gaming casinos and horse racing. Statutory bodies to resolve mounting GST disputes shall become operational within 4 to 6 months. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman with the Revenue Secretary Sanjay Malhotra during the 50th Goods and Service Tax Council meeting at Vijayan Bhawan in New Delhi on 11 of July 2023. Going towards the world news, including NATO chief says no timetable set for Ukraine's membership, a position that disappointed Zelensky. Vilnius, Thailand's prime minister, who seized power in a 2014 coup, quits politics after losing election. India origin recalcitrant offender gets jail term. Order 12 cane strokes in Singapore. Russia attacks Kiev and Odisha with the drones before NATO summit. Pakistan's election commission issues non-bailable arrest warrant against the Imran Khan for contempt. Israelis block highways in nationwide protests of government's plan to overhaul judiciary. Going towards the science and technology, Anthropocene, the new epoch marker by human impact on Earth, began in 1950s, say scientists. The Surround Crawford Lake in Milton, Ontario, Canada, on July 10, 2023. A team of scientists is recommending the start of the new geological epoch, defined by how humans have impacted on the Earth, should be marked at the pristine Crawford Lake outside Toronto in Canada. Physicists who found spherical meteor fragments claims they may come from an alien spaceship. The artist's illustrations show the wayward interstellar visitor Oumuamua, pronounced as Oumuamua, racing towards the outskirts of our solar system. The object, heated by the sun lower right, is venting gaseous material from its surface as a comet upward. Indian Institute of Science scientists develop a composite semiconductor for the next generation foldable phones and wearable devices. The composite semiconductor-based transistor material on the fully printed flexible display. At last, there is a famous quotation said by Lal Bahadur Shastri, whose birth anniversary is 2nd of October 1904 up to 11 January 1966, was an Indian politician and a statesman who served as the second Prime Minister of the India from 1964-1966 up to he previously served as the 6th Home Minister of India from 1961 to 1963. Lal Bahadur Shastri says a famous quotation. He says that we believe in peace and peaceful development, not only for ourselves but for people all over the world. Okay, thank you.